My name is Robert Aarts. I'm the CEO, co-CEO, as a matter of fact, of a company called Fintage. We're based in the Netherlands with offices around the world, including a representative office in the US. I come from a banking background in the sense that I worked for a company which owned a company which we bought a couple of years ago. We started off primarily in the film and TV area, and then about 8 years ago we started concentrating on the music business. And we've built a number of services in both music and film and TV area where we basically try to maximize revenue for our rights owner clients in music and the film and TV area, protect their interests, or protect their money streams, I should say, and where possible to enhance and find new revenue streams.
I'm Paul Rogers, currently residing in Nashville. Spent the last 18 years in the music industry, primarily recovering monies throughout Europe for publishers, songwriters, film companies, etc. I did 10 years in LA and have been in Nashville for the last 10 years and have been working with Fintage House for about 8 years, building what we think is a revolutionary model for protecting and collecting revenue streams for publishers, film companies, any rights holders, really, artists included. The old school model was that you would, if you owned any rights, you would license them to a foreign entity for the local collection, and it was kind of a mystery about what was going on in Europe or Asia or anywhere else. And you were grateful if every 6 months you got a statement and a small check, and you really had no idea where it came from. That model continues to exist with a lot of major publishers. What I have been involved in is the actual tracking of broadcasts, direct collection out of the territories, and understanding the payment rates, the models they use for distribution, and actually trying to streamline that process so that, for example, we at Fintage, we account on a monthly basis worldwide at source. You know, we don't wait till the end of 6 months. And that's very revolutionary as far as the music business is concerned. But in this data-rich age, there's no reason not to account sooner. So we've just sped up the process. Mm-hmm. And I have to say it has a lot to do with the, as Robert talked about, the private banking background is protection of assets, a certain level of transparency and efficiency, and it's the client's money, it's not our money. And that's also kind of revolutionary. Most publishers are in co-publishing deals where they own half the copyright and they administer the other half. Fintage's model is to really be a service company where we don't own any copyrights. We collect your money as quickly as possible. And we've spent the last 8 years building a worldwide network where we're directly dealing with all of that stuff, all the paperwork and everything else. Even in what I would call traditional publishing or revenue streams, foreign has grown from 20% of the money to 50% of the money. That's for film and TV, that's for pop stars, that's for everybody. And even more so now with the advent of the internet and even mobile technology, it is truly a global marketplace. If you put your stuff up on iTunes, it's in iTunes Australia, and iTunes Canada, and iTunes Europe, your money is truly coming from everywhere on the globe at the same time. And you might be a hit in Japan and not here. I mean, that, in jazz, I know it's true. A lot of guys have made great money going and playing in other places as opposed to playing here. And I think it's going to be more and more true. You're going to have a real niche market, in our opinion, where you need someone who has the ability to look out for your needs in faraway places as if it was right around the corner. And that's what we're trying to do.
Music publishing has traditionally been seen as, okay, we take away your copyright, we pay you a bunch of money up front, and we'll never report you again. That's the old school publishing, and we're not like that. We respect people. They spend a lot of time developing their copyrights, and we want to treat people like it's their right, and we'll just take a piece of the action, but it's much smaller than what the big publishers traditionally have been charging. As a company, we have about 70 people. We have in Europe we have about 50 people in various places. We have people in the US. We have people, we have Paul in the US, and we're growing there probably in the next year or so. But we have people in Japan, Australia, Italy, Spain, and some other countries. I'm missing anything? London, of course, we have an office in London. And the funny thing is, and that's what I've always learned, it's even better not being in this town because people keep pushing meetings. If you're from out of town, they know you're here for 1 week, people want to see you. And that's the model which has worked for us tremendously well.